Hello everyone, my name is Nomis and welcome back to another episode of Rust. Got a little bit of a different episode for you today. I am on a new server once again. We had some hacking problems on the last server, so bumped over to a new server. And I'll show you my base maybe in the next episode. But today I wanted to kind of go over some testing of the weapons. So I've set up a little Rust testing grounds here for us. So let's go hop into the testing area, and we've got some homes of different materials set up here and a variety of different weapons to use on them to kind of test out what their damage thresholds are and what each weapon does. Now I don't have all the weapons yet, but I got most of them, so I figured I might as well put a video together here for you guys. So to start things off, we've got a plain old wood one foundation cabin, nothing inside, just wood all around. So we got that. We got a stone cabin here, so this is upgraded to stone, ceiling as well, foundation as well. We have a sheet metal building here, same deal, sheet metal all around. And last and finally, we've got the top tier of building material. We have the armor plating. So, should be fairly heavy duty. But let's go ahead and see what each of our weapons will do as far as damage goes. We'll start off with the spear. I don't think the spear will actually do any damage to those buildings down there, but we can see here. So we've got stability 100%, hit points, there you can see 250. So, one hit with the spear gives you 3 damage there. Let's move over to the bow. So we're at 247 right now. Let's see if this does anything. 247 down to 246. So you get 3. Oh, and this is a stone spear, I should mention. So you get 3 hit points for the stone spear. I should have brought just a plain wood spear, but I assume it'd be similar, maybe around 1 or 2. The arrow just gives the 1 damage there. Let's move over to the stone building. Stone building starts off with, let's see if we can see the numbers here. It's 500 if you can see that. So we give it 1 strike with the stone spear. Down to 499. 497, so about 1.5 damage for the stone spear. Over to the arrow. So we're at 497, right? Did that do anything? 497 still. 496. So about half a point of damage per arrow. Move on down the line to the sheet metal building. And the sheet metal, it's got a lower hit points than the stone. It's considered an upgrade from the stone, but it's got fewer hit points, but it's supposed to be better at handling melee damage. So we'll see here. We had about 1.5 damage on the stone with the stone spear. Let's see here. We got 1 damage there. So 2 damage over 3 strikes. So that's about, what would that be, about 0.75, 0.6, somewhere in there, damage. And I doubt arrows would do anything. So we're at 298, 298, 298, 298. Alright, so it doesn't look like arrows do any damage to the steel, to the metal building. And I'm going to assume that arrows won't do anything to the armored, but we can try the stone spear here. It's almost out of durability anyway. Oh, we got 1 damage there out of the total 1,000 hit points that the armored has. So it looks like it might do a little bit more damage to the armored plating than it does to the sheet metal. But you do have 1,000 hit points compared to just the 300 with the sheet metal building. So if you can afford to make the iron cladding, you're probably better off in that regard when it comes to the primitive weapons. Now let's move on to, let me just actually repair what little damage we did do to these walls, get them back up to top condition. Get this guy. Okay, so let's move over to the guns. Now I don't have the Yoka pistol, which is the bottom tier pistol that you can start off with right off the bat. I've never actually used one. But what we do have here, I'll just bring up the inventory so it's a bit easier to see. We've got a Thompson, we've got a custom SMG, an assault rifle, a water pipe shotgun, and a pump shotgun. So we're going to try out the Thompson first. Takes the pistol rounds, and we'll see what it does to this wall here. So we're starting off with the wood wall, 250 damage. Let's see what one shot will do here. Down 1 hit point. So it looks about 1 hit point for the wood per shot. Over to the stone wall, which starts off with 500. Nothing. Down 1. Nothing still. So a bit less than half of a hit point per shot for the stone wall. Let's check out the metal, starting off with 300. 1, nothing done yet. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Alright. Well, 13 shots and no damage, so looks like the metal buildings are going to be quite good against any kind of Thompson firing. Let's check out the armored plating. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Yeah, same deal. I'm not going to waste all my ammo to prove a point, but I don't think you're going to have to worry about the Thompson or these pistol rounds doing any damage. Repair that. We will move on down the line. Let's check out our custom SMG. Just reload this again. This also takes the pistol round, so I assume it'll be similar damage to the Thompson. So starting off with 250 on the wood. 1 does 1 damage. Alright, so you're looking at about, that was 2 damage over 3, so just over half a hit point. So that's very similar to the Thompson. Oh, I think that was 3. 4. Okay, so 4 shots, so about a quarter hit point for the stone. And okay, we'll try this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. No damage after 13 shots, so I think we're... Oh, I think you guys get the idea. These metal buildings aren't going to take much damage from the pistol round weapons. So let's move on to the AK. And we'll just repair that. Repair this. Okay, get them up to full. Alright, AK. Test commence. There's 1 damage per shot. 2 damage, so just over 1 damage. 1 hit point per shot for the AK on the wood. Let's see what the stone does. So that's 1 hit point for 2 shots. So it looks about half a hit point per shot. Not gonna, well, we'll try because we just tried the pistol bullets, I guess. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, it doesn't look like it's going to do any damage to the metal buildings. Keep hitting the chat. Okay, so we will move on to the two types of shotguns, the pump shotgun and water shotgun, or water pipe shotgun. Starting off with the, let's start off with the water pipe shotgun. Alright, so the wood building does 5 damage. And, oh, I guess, first time I've used this one, I guess it doesn't use the shotgun shells, it uses the homemade shells. So I'll have to come back and try that one later on the other buildings. But it looks like we did 5 damage on the wood building. My guess is it's going to do about 2.5 damage on the stone, and probably nothing on the metal buildings. Well, sorry about that, guys. I thought I just used the normal shells. So we'll move on to the pump shotgun. On the wood building, we got 4 damage, so a little bit less damage than the water shotgun. Let's do one more. Alright, that one went down to 3, so looks like we're just around maybe 3.75 damage per shot, somewhere around there for the wood. With the pump shotgun, over to the stone building. We got 1 damage there for the shot. Another damage, so 1 damage per shell with the pump shotgun. And we could try out this building too, I guess, for shits and giggles. Yeah, no damage there. Okay, so those are the some of the firearms. The only firearms I still need to find are the bolt-action rifle. So I got to keep an eye out for that still. But we do have a rocket launcher. I do have a bean can grenade and a frag grenade. I don't have enough to test them out on all. I guess I have enough for the bean can grenades. I can probably make another one. But let's try out this rocket launcher. I've got 3 rockets here. So not quite enough to test them all out. But we can test out... let's just assume that it's going to destroy the wood building. We'll test the rocket launcher out on these other 3 buildings. So we'll load this sucker up. And these are a little hard to aim, I've heard. This is the first time I've ever fired one. So let's try it here. Okay, so 1 rocket right at the wall. Let's see, that did down to 359, so that's about 140 damage. Also got about 124 damage on the door. We got 70 damage on the sidewalls. On the back even did a little bit of damage, 6. Yeah, 60 on the side. Let's open up. Take a look at the foundation. A little bit of damage on the foundation, and a little bit of damage on the wall, on the ceiling, I mean. So rocket launcher, fairly effective against the stone building. Let's load up another one and try it on the sheet metal building here. Alrighty, let's see what we got here. So it did quite a bit of damage here. Almost 200 hit points on the door frame. About the same on the door. About 100 on the sides. Close to just over 80 on the back. Let's see what it did for the floor. Oh, about the same for the floor too as for the door. And about 80 for the ceiling. So about 2 rockets would probably take out a sheet metal wall, or a rocket, and well, probably a couple rockets. Alright, let's try the armor plated building. Alright, so that does it for my rockets for now. Let's take a look here. We got 200 damage. on the door frame and door. About 100 on the sides. About 80 on the back. So very similar to the sheet metal building. This has just got a lot more hit points to start off with. Let's hop inside. Got about 200 on the floor. Yeah, very similar. And about 150 on the ceiling. So for the rockets, you're probably going to need about 5 rockets to get through an armor-plated wall. So that's quite a bit, considering a rocket is going to run you 80 metal fragments, 150 gunpowder, and 10 explosives. So let's go ahead and repair all these all this damage that we did. And I think the last thing we're going to try, so I got some C4, a raider's best friend, and we're going to try that on all these buildings. And I already have an idea of how much damage they're going to do, so I should have enough to take out all these buildings. Up inside to repair the floor here. Just want to make sure everything's up to 100% so we get a good idea of how much damage we're causing. Okay, so that's good. Let's hit up the stone building. So the rockets are going to be a, well, they're not as effective as C4. They're still useful at a distance, for sure. Floor. Don't have to worry about accidentally blowing yourself up. Okay, this should be good. Okay. So, let's pull out our C4 charges. I got 7 here. Or I guess we could try out these bean can grenades first. Should we do that? Shall we do that first? Let's make one more. Alright, let's pop these down. So this is like the poor man's grenade. You should be able to find a blueprint or find these in barrels fairly easily. I usually find them fairly soon in the game. So let's just open the door and we'll toss one in. Let's see what it does. Got a long fuse on it. A very long fuse, apparently. Oh my god, that was a long fuse. Alright, let's hop in here. So we got 20 damage on the floor. Looks like 20 damage all around. A little bit of damage even on the ceiling. And yeah. Yeah, about 20 damage is what you're looking at for a wood building. Let's repair all this up. We'll see what kind of damage it does on the stone. My guess is it's going to be about half of that, so maybe about 10 damage. Okay, and that one went off right away. So I guess the fuses are a little unreliable on the bean can grenades. Alright, hop in there. So we got about just about 11 damage on the floor. It looks like we're looking at 11 damage all around, 6 on the furthest point. So about a third of the damage actually. So you need a lot of bean can grenades to take out. You need about 10 or 12 to take out a wood wall, and probably about 40, about 30 to 40 probably to take out a stone wall. Let's try one in our scrap metal. So that first one, fuse was super long. These second and third ones were pretty short. Got 12 damage, or actually, yeah, 12 damage. So it does a little bit more damage than to the stone, but pretty close. 7 damage up top, okay. So this is my first time testing this stuff out for myself too, guys, so I'm learning stuff as well, which may come in handy for a raid, a future raid. And last but not least, we will try out the armored plating building. See what kind of damage we got here with the old bean can grenade. Oh, actually it did more damage than I expected it to, but I guess it's going to be similar to what the sheet metal was. Okay, so we're looking at about 12 damage. And there we go. Let me repair all this. Okay, good to go. Good to try out our C4, just as looks like the sun's going down. Hopefully we can get this finished by then. So I'm going to toss one on the side of the building here, and we'll see how much damage it does. Step back a bit. Okay, so one C4 will completely obliterate a wood building. So if you're looking to do some looting, I assume it's going to blow up probably everything inside that room, anything that's close to the walls. Just one C4 on a wood structure will completely take it out. So that was 200, at least 250 damage the C4 did there. Let's try one on the stone building. Okay, looks like we've got 189, so that's about 311 damage on the side. About what would that be? 224 on. Took out the door though. It was just a wood door. About 226 on the floor. How about on the back wall? About 240. And just almost, that's about 180. So it looks like it's going to take about 2 to get this building down. So we'll toss another one on there. Back off. Sometimes it doesn't beep, so as long as you throw it, just realize you've already thrown it and don't run back to throw another one. Okay, so that got rid of that wall. Almost took care of the foundation. Almost took care of the back wall. So two charges would get you through a stone wall, and I think we will pick up in the morning when it's light here, because it's we want to be able to see what we're doing. So we'll be picking up in just a few seconds here. Okay, morning has arrived. We're at the crack of dawn here, so let's continue with our science, our Rust science. Oh, it looks like we've got, oh no, I forgot to repair that pillar, but that shouldn't matter too much. Yeah, I forgot to repair the pillars. Oh well, not that big of a deal. We did the stone, so let's move on now to the sheet metal. So just a refresher, we got 300 hit points on here compared to the 500 on the stone and the 250 on the wood, which was completely obliterated. So let's go ahead and see what kind of damage this will do to the sheet metal. Oh my god. Okay, so it also completely destroyed the sheet metal building. There is nothing left. So one charge will take care of everything you need with wood buildings or sheet metal buildings. So we got 4 charges left. We got the armor plated building left. Let's see what kind of damage we will get out of this one. And now, since it doesn't really matter, everything's 1,000 hit points. I think I'll just toss this one on the door. And we'll see what we got here. Okay, there goes the first one. Started off with 1,000. We are down to 580. That's quite a bit, 420 damage. Just from one C4 charge. I thought the C4 was only around 300 to 350, but that one was 420, guys. So let's throw a second one on here. So at 580. It looked like it disappeared, but it is still there. Okay. So from 580 down to 160. So that's another 420. So it is 420 hit points or 420 damage per C4. Looks like that has been confirmed. Let's go ahead. Oh, I guess we should have been looking at the damage in between as well. We're down to 340 on the base, 496, about halfway on the back. So you do about 250 on the back wall per C4, down to 345, 340. The roof is still in fairly good condition, 784. And 400. So you're looking at about, well, that's at about 300 damage, about or so on the sidewalls, 350 maybe. And or no, about what would that be? About 200 damage on the sidewalls per C4, and looks about 250 on the back wall per C4, and about the same 300, just a little over 300 for the bottom floors, the bottom floor. Okay, so let's finish this off. 3 C4 to get in through a door or through a armored wall. Should do it. Yep, that blew off the door and the door frame. We're down to almost destroying the floor. The walls are almost done. The back walls still got a fair amount of hit points. Be another C4 to take care of that one. And the ceiling actually held up pretty well. Maybe due to the fact that the C4 placement, well, although it was fairly centered on the door, the foundation seemed to take more damage, so something for you guys to take into account. But that's going to do it for this episode, guys. Next episode, I'm going to give you a tour of the base and another surprise that you can see there off in the distance all lit up. But we got one C4 left here, so let's go ahead and toss that on the back wall. Get rid of the rest of this building. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed. As always, leave those comments below, hit that like button, subscribe if you're new, and until next time, I'll talk to you all later.